All right, hello there. Thank you very much for filling out our consultation form and for giving us the opportunity to work with you. I look forward to answering your questions. And depending on the time of day and what day it is, we may be reaching out to you within the hour, but otherwise we are at our desk by 4:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and 7:30 Eastern. Now, as I mentioned before, our goal is for this process to be as stress-free for you as possible, at least as far as our part in it is concerned. Now, sometimes people say to me, Rodney, I don't want to waste your time, etc. And I want to emphasize again that we don't look at it that way. You are free to reach out even if you just have questions or need someone to bounce some ideas off of, whatever the case might be. You're not going to get any pressure from us to apply for any kind of funding from our lenders or to push you in any particular direction. And as I mentioned before, we'll just answer your questions, explain your options, and then we'll leave the ball in your court. I hope that takes some anxiety away. That said, are we successful in helping everyone who comes to us to get some kind of funding? Unfortunately, no. Now, keep in mind, we're not the lender. We take your file and with that, your story to the lender, and we try to put together a presentation of sorts for the lender, and we try to make it as pretty as possible. But we can only work with what our client brings to us, and there are a number of minimum requirements, as well as legal issues, which cannot be in the client's background if they want to be approved. So please realize we didn't set up the lending rules and regulations and industry guidelines. We don't even agree with many of them. We do agree that the entire loan industry is kind of rigged to take advantage of those with challenged credit and certain circumstances. And that is why we do keep some credit repair experts that we can refer you to help you in that area, to make things hopefully more successful for you down the road. Sometimes we suffer from getting shot as the messenger. We try to help, but the answer from the lender may very well be no, despite our best efforts. We then have to deliver the bad news to you. And we're just doing our best to abide by the rules of the business within which we have found ourselves. Now, if you have already achieved a measure of success with your company, I apologize that this information does not apply to you, but about 8 out of 10 of the persons coming to us either just started their business a couple months ago, they're just starting it now, or they're thinking about starting it soon. So unfortunately, there is little or anything we can do to help you if that is your situation. Because if you're a business, we need you to have a minimum of 4 months' time in business, using a business account for the business as a bare minimum requirement, because the lenders are going to want to see a minimum of 4 months business bank statements as part of your application. And so if you're not there yet, even though I understand it can be frustrating now, I've been where you are, you need to find a way to power through those first few months. The time's going to pass whether you do anything or not, so you may as well make sure that after it does pass by, you've done the things necessary to put yourself in the best position. So if you do not have a business account, I urge you to open one as soon as possible. Make all your deposits there for the business and not into the personal account. Also, another bare minimum requirement is that you have at least $7,500 in gross deposits into that account per month, preferably broken up into at least 3 or 4 separate deposits. These are deposits before you pay your expenses. We're not saying you need to be in profit $7,500 per month. And that minimum is a good chance we might not get an approval, because the more, that's just that's scraping the edge there for us. So we may or may not be able to help in that situation. Anyway, whatever your situation is, whether you've been in business for 4 months or for 40 years, whether you're working on your first 6-figure year or you're already doing multi-million dollars per year in revenue, we look forward to working with you. We work with companies of all sizes. If you would like to learn more about us now while you wait for us to get back to you, you can click our homepage in the menu above if you're on our website. Or if you're watching this video on YouTube and you have not watched the video prior to this yet and filled out the opt-in form, then you've gotten ahead of yourself a little and you should go back and watch that. There is a link in the description below, as well as a link to our homepage if you've already watched the video prior to this one. Have a great rest of your day, and all of us here at Zero Stress Business Funding and the Oasis Funding Network wish you well in life and success in your business.